You're sitting in a freezing Moscow interrogation room. The man across the table is bleeding. He's your brother. You have 60 seconds to sign the confession that sends him to a Gulag or take his place. In the KGB, loyalty is measured in blood. Over the next 15 minutes, you will live every secret level of the Soviet KGB, from a terrified street informant to the ruthless chairman of state security. Every rank costs something. Every promotion strips away a piece of your humanity. This is what it actually took to survive the most feared intelligence machine on Earth. Level 1. The Informant. You're 19 years old. You did not apply for this job. You're a university student in Moscow, studying engineering. It is November 1968. The wind coming off the Moskva River bites through your thin wool coat. You are hungry, shivering, and sitting on a wooden bench in Gorky Park. A man in a heavy gray trench coat sits next to you. He smells of stale tobacco and cheap peppermint. His name is Agent Volkov. He drops a brown envelope on the bench. Inside are photographs of you reading a banned Western book. Volkov tells you the rules. You report on your professors, or you lose your university spot, your apartment, and your future. You become a sexot, a secret collaborator. You start small. You report a classmate for complaining about the bread lines. You write down the exact words your history professor uses when discussing the West. You learn the ambient paranoia of the Soviet state. You realize that intelligence is an infinitely heavier weapon than raw power. You do not carry a gun. You carry a notebook, and that notebook ruins lives. One evening, you write a report on your best friend, Mikhail, because he listened to an illegal radio broadcast. 2 days later, Mikhail's desk is empty. He never returns to class. You feel a sudden, crushing weight in your chest, but you push it down. You survive. Level 2. The Junior Operative. You are 25. You have proven your loyalty. You are officially recruited, trained, and given a desk inside the Lubyanka building, the headquarters of the KGB. The corridors are painted a sickly pale green. The air is thick with cigarette smoke, ink, and the muffled hum of thousands of typewriters. You work 14-hour shifts in the Second Chief Directorate, focusing on internal security. Your job is data. Mountains of it. You sift through hundreds of citizen reports every week. You're looking for anomalies. On a Tuesday in October, you find a discrepancy in a factory worker's production quota. 12 steel screws are missing from a tractor assembly line in Kiev. You cross-reference the worker's file. His brother corresponds with an aunt in West Germany. It is a tiny, almost invisible thread, but you pull it. You sign the arrest warrant. You do not see the man's face. You do not hear his wife screaming as the black Volga sedan takes him away in the middle of the night. You simply stamp a red seal on a gray folder. You are becoming numb. The human beings in your files are no longer people. They are puzzle pieces. You are rewarded with a better apartment and a higher ration card. Level 3. The Interrogator. You are 32. You have been transferred to Lefortovo prison. The temperature in the basement levels never rises above freezing. The walls are thick concrete, designed to swallow sound. You are wearing a pristine, pressed uniform. You sit behind a steel desk. In front of you is a poet named Yuri. He has been kept awake for 72 hours. The psychological tactics are precise. You do not hit him. Raw violence is for amateurs. You use silence. You let the dripping of a leaky pipe echo in the cell. You place a photograph of Yuri's 6-year-old daughter on the edge of your desk, facing him. You let him stare at it for 3 hours while you read a newspaper. The mental burden of this work is suffocating, but you do not show it. Yuri begs for sleep. He begs for water. Finally, he breaks. He gives you the names of 12 underground writers. He signs a confession admitting to treason. As the guards drag him away, his eyes are completely empty. He is a hollow shell. You pour yourself a glass of cold water. Your hands are perfectly steady. You realize you feel absolutely nothing. Level 4. The Foreign Intelligence Officer. You are 38. You are part of the elite First Chief Directorate. You have left the borders of the Soviet Union. You are stationed in East Berlin, 1979. The geopolitical stakes are massive. The Cold War is a silent, grinding machine, and you are a primary gear. The freezing rain falls on the Alexanderplatz as you walk toward a dead drop site. You are wearing a tailored Western suit. You blend in perfectly. You are managing a network of assets across the Berlin Wall. Tonight, you are carrying a leather briefcase containing 40,000 West German marks. It is a payoff for a high-level CIA turncoat. But as you approach the drop zone, you spot the surveillance. 3 men in unmarked cars. Stasi agents, acting on a tip. If you're caught transferring the money, a major diplomatic incident will erupt. You have 3 seconds to make a choice. You drop the briefcase in a public trash can and walk away, leaving your asset exposed. The CIA turncoat is arrested the next morning. He will spend the rest of his life in a black site. You burned him to save your own cover. In this game, everyone is expendable. Level 5. The Directorate-Chief. You are 47. You're back in Moscow, wearing the golden shoulder boards of a KGB colonel. You have an office with a heavy mahogany desk and a window looking out over Dzerzhinsky Square. You command hundreds of operatives. You are playing a massive, intricate game of geopolitical chess. But the paranoia is eating you alive. You know too much about how the system works. You know that every room is bugged. You know that your own deputies are reporting on you. You watch the collapse of your rivals from a position of absolute authority, but you cannot enjoy it. You trust no one. One of your best operatives makes a critical error in London, exposing a spy ring. The failure reflects on you. You summon him to your office. He has served you faithfully for 10 years. He has a wife and 3 children. You look him in the eye, hand him a piece of paper, and tell him his career is over. You arrange for him to be exiled to a remote listening post in Siberia. Level 6. The Deputy Chairman. You are 54. It is 1989. The Soviet Union is cracking. The economy is collapsing, but the public numbers are lies. You know the truth because you have the real data. You have access to the deepest vaults in the Kremlin. You sit in closed-door meetings with the premier. You discuss national survival. You are no longer hunting spies. You're trying to hold an empire together with fear and wiretaps. You sign orders that erase entire intelligence departments to hide evidence of corruption. You oversee the destruction of thousands of classified documents. The stress manifests as a constant, dull ache in your chest. You have traded your entire life, your morality, and your peace of mind for this power. You are surrounded by luxury, imported cars, foreign liquor, private dachas, but you are a prisoner. If the state falls, you fall with it. There is no escape route for a man at your level. Level 7. The Chairman of the KGB. You are 62. You have reached the absolute peak. The white void of power. You are the Director of State Security. You control a shadow army of hundreds of thousands. You have blackmail files on every general, every minister, and the premier himself. You're standing alone in your massive office. It is dead quiet. You have survived the purges, the betrayals, and the Cold War. You have outsmarted empires. But as you look at your own reflection in the dark glass of the window, you realize the ultimate truth. You do not control the KGB. The KGB controls you. You have become a machine. Empty, cold, total. You look down at the street level, far below in the freezing Moscow night. Somewhere down there, a terrified 19-year-old student is sitting on a bench in Gorky Park, holding a brown envelope. He thinks he is just surviving. He does not know what it will cost him. But you do. The system continues. If you made it this far, comment loyalty.